I set up a date between my two friends. Something went wrong that night, and now my guy friend won't talk to me. We have a 21 female OP, a 29 male guy friend, and a 25 female other friend that she set up the guy friend with. Original post January 2nd, 2017. I met my friend Chuck about 1.5 years ago. Chuck is a 25 male. We were both part of an online local group for single parents and eventually met offline with other group parents. I have known Britt, 25 female, since high school. Okay, so they both have kids. Damn, kid at 21? Holy shit. Chuck's wife died of childbirth complications the day their daughter was born, more than 2 years ago. Britt is a few months out of a 9-year relationship. Both of them have expressed wanting to meet other people, and I thought they'd be good for each other because of common interests, and we all have kids of similar ages. Damn, pumping out kids that early? That's crazy. Okay, anyways, 2 days before Christmas, Chuck and Britt went out on their first date. I kept Chuck's daughter at my house so the two could have some time together without him having to worry about the baby. The plan was for her to spend the night. She's done it before and gets along oh, she means spend the night with OP. I was like, wow, damn. All right, you don't even know if they're gonna fucking mesh like that, but the plan is for her to spend... Okay, I get it. The plan was for her to spend the night at my house. She's done it before and gets along great with my 3-year-old girl. Oh, the kid. Okay, wait. Here we go. The plan was for Chuck's kid to spend the night at my house. She's done it before and gets along great with my 3-year-old girl. But Chuck knocked on my door at 11 p.m. to get his daughter. He barely said a word to me, and I could tell he had been crying, but he wouldn't tell me what was wrong. The next day, I asked Britt what happened. She said that they had dinner and a couple of drinks. Things were going excellent. She said she felt like they had great chemistry and were even getting physical at his house, but he suddenly told her to stop and to leave immediately. She swears that she has no idea what she did wrong and is really hurt by the whole thing. I believe her because she is really sweet and social. I've never seen her do anything to piss anyone off. I tried to talk to Chuck at the same time to get his side of the story and see what went wrong. All he said was that he wasn't feeling it and didn't want to discuss it further. I didn't push, but when I went to wish him a Merry Christmas a day later, I saw he had deleted me from his social media. I texted it to him instead and asked, "You okay?" But no response. I'm seriously hurt and don't know what to do. Chuck has become one of my closest friends, and our daughters are the best of friends too. I am really worried that this is something to do with his wife, and I want to apologize if he felt like I was pressuring him to date after her death. At the same time, I don't want to overstep boundaries and bother him when he's having a hard time. It's been over a week and I'm worried / upset. I'm trying to think, y'all, what is an explanation of events that could explain why he's giving OP the cold shoulder? Like, that's the weirdest part of this. I think the explanation that makes the most sense is like he kind of halfway through realized that he's not over his wife yet, and now he's kind of feeling guilty about it and wants to just completely disassociate from everybody who was involved. But like, even that doesn't really make sense. Like, it said up here that he had expressed he wanted to meet other people. So like, if you say that you want to meet other people, someone helps you meet other people, and then you realize that you don't want to meet other people anymore, that shouldn't fall on the person who is just listening to what you said you were ready for. So I don't know. Bouncy Ball said, I'm betting she did something to him on the date, but would that explain why he's also taking this out on OP? It's 100% possible, but I'm like, wouldn't the answer be to let your friend know who set you up with that friend on the date? Could the other possibility as well be like, does Chuck maybe have feelings for OP? Like, that's a little bit where my head went. I still think that doesn't even make any sense. But I mean, that would maybe make sense if he like for some reason was like, you know what, I like OP, but that's never gonna happen, so I have to like move on. But I just don't know. I really think he just wasn't over his wife. Probably. I don't know, man. Maybe she mentioned something triggering for him. Yeah, because I guess he was crying too, right? I'm just trying to wrap my head around how he's reacting with OP, because I think what a lot of y'all are saying would make a lot of sense if he didn't take it out on OP. Like, there's clearly something that he thinks OP is in the wrong for, which I guess it could be as simple as he blames OP for setting him up on this date. But like, no matter what happened on the date, you can't blame OP for that. So a couple relevant comments here that are also labeled theories. There's a deleted comment saying Chuck's daughter will be a constant reminder of his late wife. He still hasn't finished grieving and or isn't ready to move on. Guilt about enjoying female company and getting physical contact will be huge. He would feel he has to hide emotions from his daughter about his late wife. He has locked them away and is doing the same thing now. Give him time and let him know you are there when he is ready. OP, I completely agree with you and will be giving him plenty of space for a while before I try to talk to him again. Thank you. We've actually talked about the constant reminder thing. Little Chuck looks exactly like his wife, and apparently it is getting harder instead of better because of that. I kind of feel like a jerk for being offended by him not speaking to me. I can't imagine that pain. I don't know if OP should feel like a jerk for that, because as much as it's like maybe merited for him to have a reaction if this is the case, I still think OP should be offended that he's taking it out like that on her. But you can be offended by something while still giving someone the space to sort it out so that you guys can reconcile in the future. It sounds like he's not ready to be dating and he's displacing that guilt on you as you are the one who set it up with completely good intentions, and now he feels you're responsible for how he feels. OP replied, "That's what my gut was telling me. I just wanted to make sure I was doing enough. Hopefully he'll come around because I've gotten really attached to him and his kid. It would be sad to never see them again." I was reading this line, the hopefully he'll come around because I've gotten really attached to him. And then the next comment is, he realized you consider him a friend. He clearly expected more. Oh, and OP addresses that with an edit. Someone mentioned that Chuck may be in love with me, but deleted the comment. I still want to address that. He's almost a full decade older than me and has never expressed those feelings for me at all. In fact, the week before he cut me off, he said that I was a great friend and he was happy that his daughter had some female figures in her life. I mean, he wouldn't be the first man who's A, hit on someone a decade younger than them when they really shouldn't be, and B, been bad about hiding their true feelings with the "you're a great friend" feeling. But I would like to hope that that's not the reason. Fingers crossed, because Chuck actually sounds like a pretty decent guy. Oh, same commenter actually replied to that edit saying, "I'm the one who mentioned he might be expecting romance with you, and I didn't delete the comment. It got downvoted into oblivion." This commenter, in response to the edit, specifically the part about how Chuck was happy that his daughter had some female figures in his life, the commenter replied, "You mean like a new mom? A great friend just needs a little intimacy and mutual attraction to become a significant other. Common interest, trust, respect are already there. Read the signs. Being a decade older never prevented men to be romantically interested in younger ladies. The fact you use it as a demonstration might indicate you don't want to see he may be into you while still mourning his wife. That's perfectly legit, but people feeling rejected might try stuff like dating your friend and or cut the relationship. I'd say the biggest problem with the sub is that it's always one-sided and people sometimes can be not fully aware of the other people's signs and communication. It's still a theory." OP made a second edit after all this, saying, "I think I'll give it another week before I speak with him again. If he hasn't reached out by then, I will tell him that I'm still here if he needs to talk. But I will continue to give him space if he needs that too. I am almost 100% sure that this has happened because of his wife's death." Another one of my friends who is still on his Facebook saw that he changed his cover photo several times since Christmas, and all of them were from his wedding. How long has it been since the wife died again? The wife died more than 2 years ago, and they met about 6 months after, give or take a couple months. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to nail down the timeline. 2 years is too soon? I think it is too soon, honestly. I know that everybody grieves at different rates, but I kind of got to agree with you. I think 2 years after what, a 9-year relationship is what they said? Oh no, just kidding. The 9-year relationship is Brit. Never mind, JK LOL. Oopsies, I read that wrong. I can't lie to y'all. I feel like if you just have a kid and your partner dies, the focus really should be the kid. Like, there's no way that taking care of a 2-year-old makes getting through the grieving process any easier. We do have an update on this. January 12th, 2017, 10 days later. Chuck finally contacted me 2 days ago. He apologized for unfriending me and not talking to me. As many of you said, he was embarrassed by what happened on the date and even angry at me for setting them up. She completely lied to me. He maintains that they went to dinner and had drinks, but then he says Britt got completely shit-faced and was trying to get him to have sex in the parking lot. When he said no, she got very aggressive to the point where he made her get out of the car and got her a cab. Once he knew she was gone, he went back to my place to get his daughter and was so pissed at me, he couldn't talk to me about it. Of course, I apologized profusely and told him I didn't know that she was like that at all. He doesn't blame me and said I didn't need to be sorry, so we're cool now. I confronted Britt yesterday. All I said was that Chuck told me a different version of events. She started crying and admitted to everything all on her own. She asked if I could ever forgive her, and I said yes. But I'm not sure I was telling the truth. I'm not sure if I should keep Brit as a friend. No, you should not. I'm really disgusted by her behavior, and I know if the sexes were reversed, I would stay the hell away from her. I still don't think Chuck should have been angry, but you can't expect somebody who experiences something like that to have the best reaction to it. But yeah, that makes sense why the story didn't add up. It was because someone was fucking lying. OP needs to drop that friend ASAP. That's not okay. Especially like knowing that trauma, like so many red flags, getting shit-faced on a first date. That's just, ugh. What a terrible first experience back dating. Yeah, bro goes on the first date after his wife dies and gets harassed. That's so messy, man, because now that probably put him back even more. Yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you have a friend who's pulling shit like that, you should not be their friend. Definitely tell them that they fucked up and hold them responsible, but like, nah, bro, you don't associate with people like that. Hold on, let me see if the relevant comments are very important. Wow, this is a comment saying that OP should maintain a friendship with her if she apologizes to Chuck, which, I mean, I don't think so, man. I'm just such a big fan of like drunk actions or sober thoughts. Like, it sounds like she has a very unhealthy relationship with sex. Like, no matter who you are, guy or girl, pressuring someone that heavily is just not okay. Ooh, OP did clarify. Brit apologized for lying, but not anything else. Just excuses about how she acts when she drinks too much. I hate that, bro. I have met people like this in my life who just think them drinking excuses any shitty actions that they take while drinking. It's never been this extreme, but I just think those kinds of people are a red flag. That is the base of alcoholism. Someone replied to this part of the comment that I just read and said, this is a quote from you in another comment that means it's not the first time she's assaulted someone. Which, yeah, I didn't put that together, but they are probably right. This is just how she acts when she drinks too much. Yikes, dude. I think perhaps before cutting Brit out of your life, you should straight up ask Chuck if he felt she was R-wordy or just a pushy drunk. OOP replied, he felt threatened for sure. He said that the other day, and in hindsight, I could feel it when he came to my house that night. He had been crying and didn't talk to anyone for weeks. Shit, bro. I mean, not even just the trauma of like something like that happening to you, but then also like he finally opens up after years of grieving for his wife to try being in a relationship with somebody else, and then that happens to him, dude. She has alcohol issues? No, for sure. She definitely has alcohol issues. I think alcohol just gives people the confidence to pull shit like that. I think it just allowed her to have the confidence to do something that she probably wanted to do sober. I would tell the friend that I can forgive her for lying, but that doesn't mean I can remain friends, especially because she's still excusing her behavior and not taking accountability. I think forgiving someone for part of it makes them feel like you're forgiving them for all of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go up to them and you're like, I forgive you for one thing, for not the other. That seems pointless to me. I feel like you go up to her and you're like, hey, so I've been thinking about this and you massively fucked up in a disgusting and illegal way that violated somebody to the worst possible point. You need to be held accountable for that, and also know that it just ruined our relationship because I don't fuck with people like that. I don't think there's any like handling with kitty gloves that Brit deserves. Yeah, real friends call out their friends for fucked up shit. Real friends also ditch the shitty friends. I truly believe that. It takes losing someone in your life to actually make a change if there's a possibility that Brit's gonna make a change in her life, you know?